to be as
To be a coward?
as reserved,
To be a coward.
as reserved,
To be a
resilient,
coward. For cowardice.
steadfast.
Oh wait, I can hear that somewhere.
Welcome in, everybody.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I wouldn't say reserved, considering how she goes off the wall a lot.
listen. Her
We love you,
social
though.
skills- Her social skills are getting there, all right?
Kelp, what are you doing here? You're dead.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, quiet,
Be
coward.
dead now.
Dead girl.
You're dead to me.
The chair went. And now I can't get it back.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for waiting for tonight's episode of Fancie's Fables. I am joined once more by our lovely cast. Amanda Dufresne as the Dragonborn Kane. Art is my voice as Korak Tau. Kelpie as a ghost. Bulletproof Turtleman as Temin. And our guest once more, Helk Pixel as Marcus Dennell. Now, before we get into the recap of what has happened in the story so far, we have our question of the week, brought to you by Dante.
So you did this to me last week and it didn't go so well. Remember that? Amanda's raising her hand. Yes, Amanda, what's up?
Brought to you by Amanda.
Well, I guess we could ask the question instead of like in character question, we could ask like a personal question for the players.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Nothing too personal. My anxiety's
no.
going crazy.
Like long walks on
I
the
guess
beach.
because I'm like fairly new to D&D and I play D&D, Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu. I played a bunch of different games. They all have different rules. Cool. So this kind of goes over, I think, any RPG really. But I have a question. What is personally your favorite house rules, if any? Or are you somebody who has to play every rule by the book in D&D when you play your campaigns? Do you like house rules, and what one's your favorite one?
I'm not too familiar. I'm just going to kick this off and give all of you more experienced players a minute here. I don't necessarily know about like all the ins and outs of the house rules, but from what I've experienced as a player, I love like when we just bend and break the rules for the sake of roleplay. I love roleplay being the priority, or like just enhancing the combat by doing something like wacky or like forgetting the dice and just going with it. Altering like specific details about items because whatever, like it's good. It's a good time when there's less rules.
You flatter me so much.
Yes.
I have an example that I like because I always think about it because
Go
when I
ahead.
play with other people, it becomes painfully obvious.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix my camera according to the thing, but I'm having like a hard fucking time.
Yo,
Look
I
at
can move you.
that
I
eye
can move you.
contact.
You got it? Okay. Anyways, I really like the house rule that we don't spend an action to draw your own weapon.
I think that's the stupidest shit in the world.
Mhm.
All it does is
Ha.
disempower.
Waste time.
Well, here's the thing, and then I talked to Xavier about this. We've talked about this and why he usually house rules this way is because if your character is an expert or you're a certain type of fighter or caster or whatever, you should be able to move so quickly and almost like a reaction base. Like when combat starts, you draw because you are set up, your character's set up, and you play as this person who knows where your stuff is at these given times. So you should be able to draw a weapon, even like of your choice at the beginning of combat or during a big scuffle or something. You should be able to reach and grab your weapon because
Yep.
it's instinctual at that point.
I agree.
I like kind of like touching on what Kelsey said, is just like it's the idea of we exist in a world with fantastical things. So certain rules that exist within certain systems, D&D has a lot of rules with 5th edition that sometimes don't make a lot of sense for the situations that we find ourselves in, given that it's a fantastical setting. So an example of something that I like would be like Kane, for example. He's a fucking dragonborn. He is a strong existence. He's a strong creature. We don't always roll for him picking shit up and just that's it. He just picks it up. He's strong. we know that he's strong is in the world that we exist in, that he is a strong character. In other situations or other DMs would definitely make him roll for some of the shit that he's done. But narratively speaking, or even just within the laws and the reality of the fantastical setting, it makes sense for him to just like a kobold. Why would he roll to pick up something that's so insignificantly light compared to his strength and size? And I forget some other scenarios, but like, yeah, things like that, where it doesn't make sense to just keep crunching numbers the whole time for every little thing. Think about the world that you exist in. Think about what might just be cool as fuck, or what we don't have to spend time rolling on because it fits for this character. Kane's been seen to be strong forever, through and through. Mm-hmm. So yes, it makes sense. Like if he picked up this shit in previous like sessions, it makes sense for him to be able to pick this up in this session. But the rolls for the off chance that he fails are sometimes cool. But if it's like completely unnecessary because
that's like
better,
situational. Like in battle, there's more room to fudge up than if I'm in a bar trying to move a farm guy. Like, you know, unless he is some sort of veteran that, you know, I'm not aware of. I think, like you said, there's these more natural abilities that we have as humans that we succeed relatively quickly. Like, yeah, sometimes we're clumsy, but it's like you said.
Yep. Technically, I think in the DM manual it actually says you should only call for a check really when there is a chance of failure. So kind of touching on what, you know, Dante was talking about with the roll. It shouldn't be like, can I pick up this stick that weighs like 5 pounds? It's like, you don't even need to roll for it, dude. Just pick it up. Your strength is like a 20. You should be able to pick it up fine. If you were like slipping on grease and trying to pick it up, then all right, that's different. There's a chance of failure. If there's not, it should just happen automatically. And
exactly.
It's wasting time rolling stuff you don't need to roll.
If there's no external factors that would make sense for why this could fail, then chances are you should be able to just go for it, right?
And that just goes right into what I was going to say is combat. Anybody who's been watching a lot of Fancie's Fables knows that we've done combat many different ways, and we still do combat different ways, but for me, combat is, you know, it's a great way to flex your skills, but it doesn't have to be 6 hours of math rocks. So I love this group because you guys have been able to work with me with this kind of role-playing combat that we do, where it's not, you know, sometimes combat does run long, but we're getting a lot done within that combat. It's not like an hour and the first wave of enemies is still alive. You know, we accomplish a lot. So for me, house ruling the flow of combat is something that I always do, and it's something that I appreciate because I get bored of combat. You know, it can be the most interesting fight of the whole campaign, and it's going to get boring to me real quick if we're fighting the same guy for over an hour. You know, things at the very least need to change, but yeah. Did everybody weigh in on that?
I guess I will. I will. Yeah. I think it's you know, if it's fun, you know, you can, if something is fun, you can kind of skirt a rule if you need to. I think that, you know, I think you know, they're guidelines rather than rules more so. I think that you do need hard and fast rules for some things, but for others, it's like, if it, you know, what is it? We were talking about, you know, there's sometimes people playing D&D and they're fighting rabbits for like an hour. It's like, who the fuck wants to do that? You know, like, I mean, if you want to, I guess, cool.
If it's fun for the table, sure.
I love that we still have that fucking inside story for all of us.
Yep. But, you know, like, if it's fun, you know, like, you can wrap things up or, you know, make things more accentuated or whatnot. So, yeah.
Yep.
It's important to have fun when doing this, because if you're not having fun, then why are you doing it? You know, that's the general of it. So yeah.
No D&D is better than bad D&D.
Just to add on real quick, I love these scenarios especially outside of combat, where players are just trying to make things happen. And it's like, yeah, sure, when we were like level 1 through 3, our chances of failure were like high. But now we're like seasoned a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we want to kind of like do some weird shit, let us have at it.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
Yep. I just wanted to close out with some last stuff. I actually have a list of homebrew and house rules that I usually keep.
Do you have it by the pool?
No, but like the critical thing where you do a critical and roll 20 in combat. It's not gonna be like, oh, I rolled for damage, I rolled a 1, and you just doubled the 1. It's like we usually do like the max damage on one dice or whatever, and then plus whatever you roll. So, but average out, it pretty much becomes like what X is always doing, like max and a half. That's basically the average of that, anyways. Because it makes the players feel more impactful with their damage. Stuff like for my own games, I'll do like a bonus action for potion, but if you do a full action, you get the full effects of that potion. Just because, the only thing it really does is slow down combat. Anything that's in combat is a drag in 5e. Anything, that can expedite the process to make the players feel like their turns are useful, being done something is actually being done in those turns. Combat can go faster. Use their action for actually something to kill an enemy or whatever.
Yeah.
And it makes it more enjoyable rather than going, I waste a turn to pick up my weapon, like Amanda pointed out. That is like, that's not fun. It's just a waste of time. And everybody's like, I have to wait till next turn now to do something. It is
Next time I have to do that, I'm leaving the table.
right. And depending on how many enemies or whatever you have, you could be like, oh, I am the third person in initiative, but there's like 15 things on this list of initiative. So I guess I'll just come back in like half an hour and then do something with the weapon I just picked up. And that's just, it's no fun for the players, because the DM really should look at it as, at the end of the day, we're all playing to have fun. And we can bend some of the rules to have more fun. And if you're not really doing that for yourself and the players, then what are you really playing D&D? That's how I look at it at the end of the day.
Yeah. All right. Great question there, Amanda.
It's like, I know, bitch.
Yeah, I know. Look at her. Yeah.
Ooh, ooh.
So, into our brief recap. Whilst in the Underdark, our party has seen many horrors. Some of them have been enemies themselves. Others have been the monstrous creatures within the darkness. Finally catching up to the Warforged-inspired Reese, a massive battle took place in which Booker was manipulated into a monstrous behemoth and forced to be put down by the party. After this combat, Adelice, the Tabaxi, who has been serving alongside the Zentarim, took his opportunity, skewering Phoebe through, killing her with a poison blade. But the party took their revenge, striking Adelice down. Phoebe's body turned into radiance, and that was the last we had seen of her. Her mother, Ulhara, a priestess of Eldath, told the party that Phoebe must now rest. Pushing onward, as there was nothing backwards for them to go towards. After a week of travel, they find a group of drow worshipping something evil and ancient, lost to time. A fifth original god of unlife, now a primordial ooze, withered away and maddened by the constant flow of time and its trapped situation. A giant statue of a dragon holds down Lolth, and within that statue turns to have been their goal, the last Godstone, the one which held the power to shape the earth. But as they were obtaining it, the entire cave began to crumble. The god itself began to spread its ooze out of its confinement, finally stretching itself out and devouring anything it touched. Cain, in his armor, was able to hold off against the ooze temporarily as it began to swarm over him. Temin rushed into the ooze and gave himself to Ardea's control, in hopes to save his allies, as Ko is climbing on top of the statue of the dragon, prying out the Godstone from its chest. He holds it in his hand, the weight of it like 1,000 stars. And as Cain is enveloped in the black ooze, a golden radiance peels out of his bag like a butterfly pulling from a cocoon swathed in light. Everyone's vision goes white, and they hear a voice. But before that, we need to go back a little bit. Phoebe. You awake in a beautiful, serene forest, lush, green, and full of life. Mushrooms, flowers, animals can be heard, and there is a pristine pond next to you. The water's clearer than a full day. You feel warm. Almost a warmth you had forgotten, being in the Underdark for so long. Being tossed by the sea of fallen stars. Climbing through frozen mountains and traveling endless miles with your companions. And as you reflect on that, all of the memories come back to you. At first, you were content with your surroundings, but then with all of this rushing back towards you, you remember right where you were. You remember the feeling of Cain's hands as he held you in his arms. As the life slipped out of you, and darkness overtook you. The pond ahead of you begins to ripple. And out of it walks a woman. A dress made of radiant light adorns her. And you recognize your mother. "My child," she says, smiling at you as she approaches.
Hey, Mom. I should be happy. I should be happy, right?
She drops to her knees, and she holds you close to her, wrapping you in her arms. The smell of sweet honey on her.
I should be happy, right?
Oh, my dear.
I did what I was supposed to do, right?
Yes,
They're gonna be okay, right?
they will be. You've done well. She leans back, holding you by the shoulders in her hands, staring you in the eyes earnestly. You did what you needed to do. And you have grown so much, my daughter.
But the gods, they're still dying, and
Yes.
they're still down there, and job isn't done, and there's no one to make sure that everyone gets back up. I mean, who's gonna stop, Kane from dying, and who's gonna keep Temin, and then Ko to get back home?
The future is uncertain. There are only the actions that we can take within our hands. And you have chosen to care and cherish life and take care of them. Much of that were your teachings, those of Eldath. I suppose I haven't told you much of your heritage, have I?
I mean, at least not the bit about the whole glowing radiance bit, maybe.
She stands before you, holding out her hand. I am Eldath.
Phoebe's eyes are just gonna kind of just a little shell-shocked right now.
You are a divine being, Phoebe. From my blood you were born. When I shaped you, I wanted you to be gentle and kind and caring and small. And part of you has been there all along, hidden, just beneath the surface. She grabs a strand of golden hair, and it has been peeking out. She holds her hand against your chest, and you feel a heat. Phoebe, you have died. But is my decree that you shall live better. And you notice you're not looking up at her anymore. You're looking at her, eye to eye. The way of peace sufficed in a time of peace, when wars and battles were petty. I am the goddess of peace and tranquility. But that does not exist anymore. So neither do I. I have been fighting, Phoebe. I have been fighting with and against the gods through your entire journey. To protect peace, you must also fight. And so I give you your full ASMR blood.
That is, I'm not sure what to say.
Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, more than you could ever imagine.
I'm sure.
I'm guessing we don't have that kind of time, huh?
No. Time does not move the same here. in between.
Will you be okay here?
Oh, I am not here. And neither are you. But I think that we both will be okay.
To bring peace back, right? We have to fight for it.
We must. We did not cast the first stone. And now we have been buried in rubble. It's time to stand. Now, if you have no questions, she turns and looks at the pond.
She's gonna, before anything happens, she's gonna rush over and just give her a big ol' hug.
All right. She peers into the pristine water. How? They've not much time.
What's wrong? What's happening? Are they okay?
Something unknown. Something none of us saw. I'm sure Mistra is well aware. It is time for you to go, my child. They need you.
Okay. I don't know how to do this the way that you want me to, but I'm gonna try.
When you get in there, just think of a place you'd rather be, and hold them real close. I will bestow that upon you. And a small orb of light comes from her hand and sits within yours.
Okay. I'll try.
She then grabs you gently by the arm and pulls you into the water with her. You both walk upon its surface, causing small ripples on the glass-like reflection. She holds the back of your head. And she pushes you under the water. Now, in the Underdark, all of you, your sight goes white. You feel a bit of weightlessness. And then you feel the earth beneath your feet. And the sound of the rumbling has disappeared. And in your blindness, a voice comes to you.
You guys can't let this get you down. Come on. Stand up.
You all hear the voice of Phoebe. And as your sight returns to you, you're all sitting in a forest meadow. The woman standing before you looks like Phoebe, but also not. Kelp, go ahead and describe your new form.
So, essentially what you guys see is a fairly tall, slender, mature woman with golden hair braided back into a single long braid that goes back down to her waist, and she's cladded in silver, almost platinum, just metal armor all the way down her body, and she holds a giant shield with various, like, not necessarily diamond, but translucent gems upon the front of it, with metal vines just kind of entangled throughout, and good old honey eyes staring at you with a hand extended downwards toward you guys. You guys are safe now. It's okay. I'm sorry it took so long.
Does she sound like Phoebe?
Yep. Maybe like a, little more maturity to the voice.
She got some bass in her voice.
Yeah.
Phoebe, not Phoebe, disguised evil person. You hear in your head, little one, is that really you?
Of course it's me. Are you okay?
I'm not like unconscious because we're like obviously in this dream state, right?
You are all conscious. You can all see her. You are in a forest meadow. It is not the same one that Phoebe was just in, just to clarify.
Right.
Clarify. Sorry. It was a clarify.
Does the sentience before me feel the same as the Phoebe that I know?
Yes.
Then responding to her, I think I'll be okay, but I'm not sure about the others. I'll say kind of like brushing myself off and coming to my feet.
I'm actually not questioning much about this reality or if she's real. And I'm probably just going to like run over and embrace her because in Kane's head, Phoebe is probably the only one that could have fucking saved him. Like there's no fucking way this was anybody else. Like
She's gonna drop her shield and just take the full hug and kind of like meet Kane's strength a little bit.
She's got some strength, yeah.
I didn't bring it too much, did I?
Not as
roll.
strong as you.
I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah, I'm gonna roll for this. No, I'm just gonna hug her. I'm just gonna hug her tight.
Okay.
Hello,
Hi.
person who looks like Phoebe.
And
Just walking up to her slowly.
with that comment,
Ooh, actually, terribly sorry. Rewind that.
Uh-oh.
Temin is just
Temin!
just staring at you.
It's kind of locked in this hug, and I'm assuming Temin's just gonna be kind of standing behind Kane, and she's just gonna kind of catch his glance.
I'm gonna be looking around, kind of like, what? Well, where are we? And what just happened?
Oh, she's gonna take a minute and just kind of peer around. Well, I mean, a meadow is something that I had in mind, so this kind of makes sense.
Temin, give me a will save, please.
For now, you guys are safe.
What is it, will save?
Oh god, a wisdom saving throw. Jesus.
Damn it.
That's a 19.
Okay. Temin's rigidity loosens up. And you find yourself back in control, Temin.
Well, hello, person who looks like Phoebe.
And at that comment, she's gonna be a little confused because she's like, "Person? What do you mean? I'm just me." And she's gonna look down and she's gonna kind of get spooked and jump back and she's just gonna. I'm very confused. I'm very startled. Okay, Mom. She's not gonna hear me. Okay.
Phoebe's left arm, so Phoebe's garbed in shiny dew armor, and her left arm is this, like, it almost looks like a warforged arm, but with more wood.
Weird to have back. I didn't even notice.
I apologize for your confusion and looking for your mother.
No, Devin, it's... Hi,
Oh, you know me.
Phoebe.
Oh, I also have a friend named Phoebe.
Well, no, that's me. I'm Phoebe. I just look different, I guess. I'm back.
I thought you were Phoebe.
I am Phoebe. Me, Phoebe. You, Temin. Kane, Marcus Coe. Mom, somewhere. She did this. So... Are you guys okay? How long was I gone?
Week? A little bit more?
Long enough.
I go to look for the teddy bear. Is the teddy bear gone?
Looking in your satchel, Kane, you find the teddy bear.
I'm gonna take a teddy bear and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, kid," and I'm gonna throw the teddy bear.
Phoebe, you always felt something when touching Booker. Now, not just emotionally, right? Like you felt a presence. It is no longer there.
Booker seems to be a little more docile these days, it looks like. I don't blame him, poor guy. He went out with a bang. How did you get him?
I'm gonna walk back over to her and I'm gonna put my hand out for the teddy bear. Maybe you don't need Booker anymore. Maybe I'll keep this Booker.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not much one for teddy bears, but you're looking a lot more stronger than normal. So you know what?
He is pretty warm. And she's gonna, like, hand him over.
I'm gonna snatch the bear. Just give me the bear. Put it back in my bag.
If you hold him really close to you when you try to sleep at night, sometimes you can feel a heartbeat.
Listen, I don't need a teddy bear. I'm just saying, you clearly don't. And I'm just gonna, frustratedly, like...
She may look different, but, you know, the way she talks and acts, that's Phoebe.
So Temin's gonna walk up to her and look at her for a moment.
Gonna stare back.
Do you perhaps like milk?
I
Or
love milk.
With honey?
Of course. It's one of my favorites. You know that.
You see Temin put his arms up. Phoebe! And he's running for a hug.
Kevin!
I think
Well,
at this
that's-
point he's figured that out. You look very... And he just picks her up. Very big.
Woo! I grew.
You're going to have to give a little bit... You're not going to roll, but you actually do have to give a little bit of exertion picking Phoebe up.
Oh, you are wearing armor. And bigger. It looking over to Kane and Co. It's Phoebe. Like he's like late to the party. He just figured it out.
Guys, did you know Phoebe was here?
And just put her down. And then
She's just gonna kind of look at herself. Yeah, I guess Mom, she left me with something before she sent me back.
and he's gonna, you can see his core open up, and he's gonna reach in
Oh.
and pull out and grab her hand from Booker, and put in the one claw that he took from Booker from back then.
Haven't you kept this?
For you, Phoebe.
Thank you so much. That's really sweet.
You will always have him with you.
Yeah. That's so sweet. And she's just gonna kind of fix it into her braid somewhere.
It looks good.
You think so?
It fits you very well.
I mean, Booker wouldn't want to miss out on a fight, so I figured, he should be front line.
Yes.
Speaking of fighting, what was happening before I came back? There was something that really scared my mom when she was checking in on you guys.
So while they were initially talking, Cole kind of just like reached out to Kane in his brain space and was like, it's okay if you really want to sleep with the teddy bear.
Fearless leader and his teddy bear.
There's nothing wrong with a teddy bear. He's badass.
Yeah, it's completely fine. But responding to Phoebe, Ko with the Godstone in his hand, kind of just verbally, we claimed this, and well, I guess thanks to your intervention or your mother's, managed to survive while keeping this, the last Godstone.
Oh. Well, I'll try to... if she doesn't know already, I'll try to let her know when I can. Also, something that I learned, I don't know, time is strange now. Apparently, my mom's Eldath. So, that was quite the revelation. Still processing, still, yeah. But I'm something of, along that whole bloodline, and now I guess that's why I look the way that I do. I have no idea where we're supposed to go from here, so please don't look to me for any sort of guidance. I'm here to keep you all alive.
Oh no, our leader is Kane. That's who guides us, remember?
Marcus, while you're looking around trying to figure out what the hell's going on, while they're all reconnecting, when you look up, you thought that it was evening, right? With the amount of light. But when you look up, you can see these dark, tempestuous clouds above you. And this faint greenish light glowing from behind them. At this point, as you're all talking, you feel this cold air begin to creep up on your warm moment.
Anybody ever see something like this? I point up.
Oh, stormy days happen all the time, right?
Green?
Oh, are they green? I might be colorblind. These eyes to work.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't the skies like this that one time we were at the estate and we came outside to basically war?
It wouldn't surprise me if the gods are still locked in battle right now. It could be just an aftershock of what's going on where they are.
I think we need to figure out where we are.
Well, we're not being swallowed by ooze, so that's good.
But we need to know exactly where we are. Right now, we hold what is presumably the last piece of the puzzle. And whatever's being foretold by the skies, doesn't seem like it'll be in our favor.
The wind at your back now begins to pick up and turn into a gust. And the direction that the wind is heading, the clouds above you begin to start moving in that direction. As if a great force is now pushing through the land.
To resist this force.
The trees around you, the tops of them begin to push and sway. The sound of rustling leaves begins to hit your ears.
Looking around, is there any... I don't know. We're in the middle of a meadow, correct?
Yeah, meadow in a forest, so there's trees, but you're in kind of an open area right now. Okay.
We might want to turn to the party. Well, Phoebe, I'm glad you somehow cheated death. I think that we need to find some shelter of some sort, even if it's just for stormy weather.
Agreed.
I agree. Let's try to find some place where we might be a bit more out of the weather.
Everybody give me a nature check.
A death saving throw, absolutely.
Yeah.
Can we do a survival check?
Yes.
Give me a lightning dodging check right now.
I don't have dice.
Hang on. Sorry, I forgot to grab my dice right away. Yeah.
14.
I'm opening.
30-20.
What
Nice.
kind of save was this again?
No, it was a nature check.
Nature
or a
check?
survival check.
Oh,
17 on
okay,
survival.
nature. Do
All right.
nature. I got a nat 1.
The man who suggests to move out of the weather. Now
Yeah, I know. Yeah. My awareness is terrible. Let's get out. Not me.
I'll stay here though. Like, it's fine.
I'll keep an eye on the weather. You guys go ahead.
Guys, it's not that bad. Oh, God.
Kane, with your natural 20,
30-20.
with your dirty 20,
Oh, -1. This is Phoebe.
Phoebe, what'd you get?
I got a 10 -1.
Great. Temin got a 17. Co?
Yes.
14.
Okay. Kane, you, as you're looking up at the treetops, you can see a rock formation to your west, to the west of you.
Okay.
To the west.
And you recognize it as the Star Mountains, which lies just outside of the High Forest. You are only about 3 days from Waterdeep.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. And I'm gonna just say that out loud. Like, that makes sense. I know where we are. We're actually not far from Waterdeep. We could travel there right now.
Then why don't we?
I don't know if going to Waterdeep is our best option.
I mean, I'm sure everyone there needs our help.
Phoebe, I don't think we can help Waterdeep at this point. I'm pretty sure they all evacuated and... Remember?
Before you had entered the Tomb of the Pirate King, you were informed by Zale that Waterdeep had indeed been evacuated and was preparing for an onslaught of Warforged bred in Baldur's Gate.
So we're 3 days out. We're not far from Waterdeep. The skies are fairly ominous.
They were like that when we left.
My guess would be that that city does not fare any better than it did.
Pretty sure if we go there, it would just be a lot more devastation and a lot more trouble.
But what of our allies? Where would they have gone?
Xavier, can you refresh me why the star place is significant?
The Star Mountains are not significant to you. They're just close enough to Waterdeep that Kane would have recognized them.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead, go.
To refresh you all as players, I know it's been a while, but the meeting of the Lord's Alliance that had taken place in Waterdeep and had set you all on your quest to look for the Godstones involved a handful of warriors and mages and officials from different groups within the Lord's Alliance, all who have a stake within the Sword Coast. They all are from various locales, but knowing that Waterdeep had evacuated north, and knowing that these other locations are nearby, perhaps you could make a decision with that information. But before you have time to stand here any longer, the sky above you drops. The clouds themselves, dark and stormy, begin to descend upon you.
That's weird.
That's not good.
The wind picks up even harder. It's no longer the tops of the trees. All the branches around you rustle. A loud orchestra of chaos. The clouds are now gracing the top of the trees.
The storm approaches.
And from the rippling clouds, a face emerges. 2 eyes open, glowing with green light, and a mouth twisted in malice. I see you.
Well, I'm yelling over like probably the loud winds and the brush. I've never fought weather before, so anybody want to take the lead on this?
Phoebe just completely, her demeanor changes, straight face. She's just gonna cast daylight at it.
Does it look like... Do we recognize it?
It's real hard to place with the way that the face is and the way the voice is like hissing and booming around you. Let me just check this spell real quick.
Who wants to blind this motherfucker?
I see you. No, you don't.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nope.
Nope.
Like throwing sand in his eyes. Nope.
Yep.
Okay.
Angel sand!
Yeah, you hear the face. Ah! It matters not. I know what you hold. With its eyes closed, it opens its mouth, and an arc of green lightning shoots out, hitting a tree nearby you, which immediately erupts into flame and begins to collapse.
You guys hear in your head, perhaps we should just move now. And Code tucks the Godstone into his satchel.
I will like wave the party to go before me. Run.
Run as much as you want. I command the seas. I command the wind.
Well, I guess we need to stay away from the seas.
And the wind.
Just keep running. Just keep running.
As you rush through the trees, everyone give me a perception check.
19.
22.
22.
I don't know what my perception is.
21.
Oh god, I got 6.
All of you but Kane. You see feathers ahead of you as you're rushing. Thick, black, blackish brown feathers.
Do we recognize these feathers at all?
Like, a certain type of bird.
Yeah.
These are griffin feathers.
What was her name? Evilise? What's her fucking name? Oh, it's a different. Shit, damn it! I gotta pull back.
Friends, we must go. You hear the voice of Zale yelling over the winds. Oh, I have but one chance for this. You see he holds up a scepter and points it at the face in the sky, which is now smashing through the tops of these trees, chasing you. And he casts a brilliant light, much like Phoebe's daylight spell, which had created a massive illumination. But this one seems to be a powerful beam emitting from the tip of the scepter. The face recoils and shrieks, and you see the clouds begin to tear apart at the center, swirling and twisting away, revealing the sky behind them. An eerie green. Almost an electric energy to it. The rod shatters in his hand, and he lands beside you all with his griffin. We came as fast as we could.
Okay, so you're here. Now where do we go?
There is only one bastion left. We must head to the place of hiding. You will know when we get there. He then directs you over to a patch of large rocks, and he stands upon one of them and begins to carve symbols into the rock. She showed me this just in case you all came back. He turns to look at you all. There's this expression on his face that you haven't seen before. He's always been stoic, unmovable, unbreakable, even when he informed you that Waterdeep was gone. We thought you all were gone. Even Mistra had lost sight of you.
Someone want to explain to me who this guy is?
Well, this is Belisi, and as Phoebe says, who's just petting Belisi.
Okay, dude, guy there. Please, Phoebe.
I apologize. I am Zale. I am the last rider of the Order of the Blue Moon, loyal servant of Mistra. Marcus,
He's an ally.
your role to play in this will become clear to you soon.
You know my name?
Yes.
Why wouldn't he know my name? Of course he knows my name. What? I'm gonna find treasure and suddenly gods and everything. I swear. I kind of like put my hands on my head and just kind of pace in place for a moment.
Yep.
I'm just gonna kind of scoff and be like, "Yeah, you're telling me. You're telling me."
Yep. The two strong warrior boys get to commiserate for a moment. Zale finishes his symbols on the stone, and you see the stone itself begins to just shift and waver like haze on a hot day, and just begin to tear apart in the center as a glowing portal opens. It will not hold long. We must enter now. Go ahead. I will follow behind.
Phoebe's gonna make sure everybody goes in before her. Everybody.
What are you talking about?
Oh
Get the
God.
fuck in there, Phoebe.
Here goes the
first.
domestic disputes again.
I swear to God, I'm still
I'm
bigger
not
than you.
letting any of you out of my sight again.
I start walking towards the portal, put my arm out, and just kind of start moving Phoebe towards the portal.
She's gonna fight.
I'm gonna go be behind her. I'm gonna assist. Let's go. Let's go.
We do not have much time. You will be safe.
Go.
Yep, just
She's gonna
go.
turn around and grab the both of them and then fall backwards.
The hell, Phoebe! As we fall into the portal,
Son
trails
of a-
off.
Son of a bitch!
Thank you, Zil. I casually walk in behind
Literally,
him.
Phoebe is like one of the first people in.
Someone's just gonna look at him, look at Ko, shrug, and then walking right after Ko.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Kevin is perfect.
You all step through. Well, some of you fall through.
If I chip a tooth, Phoebe. If I chip a tooth.
Oh,
I will
God.
cure your teeth.
And you find yourself stepping into a place you have never seen before. There is bright light in the sky, much different than the area you had just left. There are massive trees with what appears to be windows carved into them, walkways in between their massive girths and limbs. The buildings around you are carved and made from clay and cobblestone. And standing there, awaiting you, are a handful of guards with their spears. They all relax as they see you. Oh, welcome, welcome. They all come forward and assist you. Oh, so great to see you again, champions.
Oh, hello.
A few of them reach to shake your hands. One of them grabs yours, Kane. Great to see you again, champion.
As he's shaking my hand, I'm just kind of like looking over him, like around. Like, how many people are here? What do they look like? Are they just all like government officials? Are there people finding sanctuary here? Like, what is this?
Yeah. So you're kind of swathed by these guards, but they begin leading you, and you hear one of them say, "Welcome to Silvery Moon, our last stronghold." And you step out from this teleportation circle, and you look over this citadel. And there are more people here than it was probably meant to hold. All ancestries, all genders, all creatures, every manner of being from across Faerun. You then hear sound of magic behind you, and you see Zale entering with his trusty griffin. You see a relaxed look upon his face. Oh, I am so pleased that we are now safe. Mistress Magic protects us here.
Yeah, thanks for coming to get us.
Yes. Though we are all unsure as to how it is you ended up in the High Forest. Last we saw, you were all in the Sea of Fallen Stars, and then you vanished. For 2 weeks we've been looking for you.
We had a little jaunt in the Underdark.
The Underdark?
We happened to run into all sorts of creatures. An ancient god of some sort.
Ancient god.
Yes, our journey's been quite interesting.
I believe you. I believe you. Were you successful? Did you find the stone?
Yes.
Oh, what a relief.
Tell me, who... Take a pause as I hiccup a little bit. The leaders, those who were in charge when we left, how many are here?
All the ones that are left. Come, come. You all need rest. You can debrief with Leyrol once you've recovered. Leyrol. She has been here, safe, the entire time. She may be different now, but we can discuss that later. Your friends are here as well.
Which friends?
We found them in Neverwinter before it too. He leads you all to the largest of the trees and takes you inside these lavishly carved wood corridors and staircases. And all the while, as you travel through the Silvery Moon, you see everybody turning to look at you. Everyone here knows who you are. You're led high up into the tree, into an area that seems to be more private. There are much less people around. These are your quarters. Please relax, eat. Your friends are here as well. And he pushes open the great wooden doors. Inside are Lorasi Meepo, Ska, Nizan, Sarah, Mir, Geke,
Eros.
Eros, and
We got Valor up in here.
Valor. Thank you.
What about the werejackals? You dead now?
Where's our butler?
I know, right? Where's Sebastian?
He working for the Raven Queen. He ain't got time for this shit.
He's like, I'll go to that council.
I'm not gonna lie. I heard feathers in the forest, and I was like, Sebastian. Nah,
I
just
thought
Billy.
about Sebastian
Oh,
initially too.
Maybe it was
But
a red
Billy
herring.
C's great.
he's dead.
You shut the fuck up. Where's Evan?
No Evan.
Oh, it's because
What
he's busy. Okay.
No Evan, no
No.
Sebastian.
No Algernon.
He can stay the fuck away from us.
No, I was kidding.
okay? Before we fucking die.
Marcus. Zale puts a hand on your shoulder. Perhaps... I know you need your rest as well, and you will have it, but we have something we must discuss.
Why not? Marcus
And-
says, kind of.
We will get back to our champions and their allies. But first, Marcus and Zale. Mistra saw you when the champions found you in the Sea of Fallen Stars. As you may or may not know, Mistra is the goddess of fate and magic. Not as powerful in fate as the Raven Queen herself, but still, she has eyes for the future. Marcus, what do you know of your bloodline?
You're talking about my parents, or what are we getting at here?
Do you remember any of your childhood? The cold north?
I remember it somewhat. Just, I mean, that was a long time ago. I'm a different person now, obviously.
Yes. Much has happened to you, and for that I am sorry. But we have all lost much. He reaches into his bag of holding, and he pulls out a crown. Do you recognize this? It once... You do.
Okay.
And I will let you...
You what?
I will let you take it from there.
Oh.
You recognize it.
I do recognize this. It's. Am I holding it? I kind of motion
yeah,
to Zale to.
yeah. He hands it to you. You feel its heft. The shine of the metal brings back memories to you. You remember the gray hair of the head that it sat upon. You remember the stone hallways. Almost as if a different lifetime.
So many different memories. What is this? Why is this thing familiar? What are we? What?
The mind
Did you just
can hide a lot from us. Marcus, your kingdom may have fallen, but Mystra can still see their spirits. And they owe their allegiance to this. He gestures to the crown. But they need one of the proper blood to lead them. And we need all the help we can get. I know you have seen the enemy that we face.
Marcus kind of rocks back on his heels a little bit. Closes his eyes. So what would you have me do?
You must come with me. And we must raise their spirits.
Reach into... I'm still wearing my pack, I would assume. And I kind of unfurl my banner. Well then, let us.
Zale smiles. Let us. He then opens the door again. During that time, our companions inside
Big Blue!
Meepo runs over.
Big Blue! Big Blue! It's Warrior Meepo!
You see, Meepo has blue paint on him, like war markings. And some of his scales are now this platinum color. Like his hand and his feet.
I'm just gonna I don't know, man. I know him. I know this guy.
Hug him.
What was his name again? Meepo? I'm gonna look at a party like this Meepo thing. Like, oh,
Meepo big warrior now. I understand if you don't recognize. I'm big like Blue.
He begins to flex.
you've changed quite a bit. Absolutely, absolutely.
Still covered in scars.
Hi, Meepo. And then I'm just gonna be like, oh.
Meepo walks away satisfied.
Okay.
Biggest fan, Kane. Just patting him on the back.
Oh, we were with that guy for like 2 minutes.
But man, the impression you left.
Yeah.
Nazan kind of rolls his eyes and goes back to sipping the potion that he has in his hand. And Lorasi stands and looks at all of you. Ko, I thought it was just the two of us. You see Mir give you a look of proudful recognition. All of your eyes, the three of you, glow blue as Rok'Tau's presence resonates between the Kalashtar.
I'm not done with this world yet.
Well, it seems to be almost done with us. Have you seen the skies out there?
Yes.
Oh, I never thought I'd miss the sands of Eberron so much.
Me either. Well, we've got, hopefully, one last task.
He nods and sits back down. There is always more.
But you look well, Larasi. Your face is quite round from all of Sebastian's cookies.
What? You catch him off guard. You catch him off guard.
I apologize, however. And he starts touching his face. I have not yet grown a beard like you, Larasi.
As I walk by Meepo, kind of uninterested, because, like I said, I only moved for like 2 seconds. I'm gonna cross the way and go and give Sarah a big hug.
She's beaming at you with a big smile the whole time since you walked in. She giggled at Meepo rushing towards you and, you know, calling you Big Blue and flexing. She returns your hug in kind, just the warmth and comfort, the smell of her hair you had almost forgotten. She looks up at you. We thought we had lost you.
Not yet.
No. I told them you were too stubborn to die.
But I will die one day.
From across the room. Not when I'm alive!
She, you see Sarah look over at Phoebe and kind of with a confused look on her face. Is that Phoebe?
Mm-hmm. Yep, she's, gone through quite the change.
You hear, you all hear a voice. Phoebe?
I love the evolution of Decay's voice.
She's been drinking a lot of tea, and it changed it. She found something in the woods, and it changed, like...
Phoebe! Phoebe! Yeah, that's Geke. Phoebe? Yeah.
It's enough for me to recognize. She's gonna turn her head, and she's just gonna walk over to her and crouch down and give her the biggest hug. How are you? It's been so long. I'm so happy you're safe. Have they been taking care of you?
My Phoebe, you've grown so much.
Just a little bit.
I'm so glad to see you're safe.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I have something to tell you. So, I got to see my mom for a couple of times. Yes, but the biggest
How
news
is she?
You know, like, I'm gonna whisper in her ear. She's actually Eldath.
What?
That's what I was saying. She just said it like it was super normal, and it just took me so long to process.
What?
And then they're gonna go on their thing.
Oh my god.
While you're all reconnecting, the door reopens, and Marcus and Zale enter in. In Marcus's hands is a crown, forged of steel. It has a unique look about it. It's not sleek like other crowns are. It's kind of rough. It appears hammer forged, a sapphire gem in the center of it, and several peaks around its circumference.
stroll in, just kind of looking around, looking for faces I recognize, I guess, at this moment.
Unfortunately, there aren't any.
Okay. Other than, obviously, the group, right?
You don't recognize any of them. Yeah.
It's terrible now. I go to lean against a wall. Are there walls?
There are walls in here, yeah.
Go to lean against a wall. Kind of contemplative.
Are you alright, Marcus? I know there are a lot of bootleggers around here, but I promise they are not bad people.
Call back, baby.
I'm fine, Temin. Thank you.
Is he wearing the crown?
I'm holding it.
Well, I'm hugging Sarah, so give me a minute.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a long hug.
Listen, this
This is
isn't
not
even
long
the
enough.
war. I'm gonna die out here, people.
Phoebe is just scowling.
It's his main squeeze, okay?
Main squeeze, long squeeze. Okay, fine. I go over to Marcus. Clearly he wants my attention.
And give him a hug too.
I don't. Yeah, you.
Apparently my boyfriend needs me.
I look up. I go. You give me a hug.
Me? Give
no,
me a hug?
No. I said you give me a hug, and I
Threatening.
swear to God, I swear to the God that created the sanctuary.
The gods that are left.
Yeah.
Technically, Mr. Dead, so.
So as I see Temin and Marcus, and I'm gonna go approach Marcus.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry you got dragged into all this.
I kind of laugh.
I definitely know the feeling. I really do.
So what are you going to do?
As I go to answer, I'm gonna look down when I see the crown. I'm actually gonna stop. Me? I guess the better question is, what are you gonna do?
Look at the crown a little bit deeper. I mean, look at that a cane. I don't.
Don't look at live. Don't
Never
I
look
can't,
at the
I
live
can't.
chat, man.
Don't.
You shouldn't do that.
I'm so sorry.
Anyways,
Cut.
minimizing that. I'm sorry, King. I've been terrible to you for this entire trip. What even happens after this? I mean, this is crazy. Is it not?
There's an after this. I couldn't tell you.
Is there an after this? The gods are at war with each other or whatever. What is left after that?
I don't know. But if any of us live to find out, I hope it's you. And I ask because my fate is sealed. I already know what I must do without question. And you have a choice. You kind of got dragged onto this. I saw it from the beginning. And I have to admit, I wasn't too kind myself. But you have a chance. You have
Perhaps.
a second chance.
Perhaps it was fate that dragged us back together, oddly enough.
I can tell you I did not plan to be having this type of conversation. I thought we were going to be pried away from each other, knives drawn at each other's throat much more often than we were.
We make it through all of this, still kind of examining the crown. You know, running my finger along the rough edges. Perhaps we'll have to see who is the better warrior. But that will be a fun thing to do. That's not now, is it?
No. But if anything happens to me, you go and be the best warrior and lead those people.
I take kind of rub my head a little bit. Bring the crown up in front of me. And I kind of let it drop a little bit. And then I continue to place it on my head.
I'm gonna shake my head,
It seems
Looking right.
uncomfortable.
looking right at him, and I'm gonna say, you know, and I'm gonna kneel down. I hate you for this. And I'm gonna kneel down before Marcus.
Everyone in the room staring. Others start. Well, everyone stares.
I think Ko was engaged in some psionic conversation with Mir and Lo. And now this has his attention. And Kane, here in the back of your head. Is something wrong with you? Is Kane, do I see the big blue bowing?
As Ko is saying that in my head, I'm just gonna yell over my shoulder. Well, he's a king now, and
Larassi's gonna jump up, cookies in his mouth, crumbs, and hobble down to a knee. You must be respectful, boys. He looks at Ko and Mir.
Ko stands the way he was, but looks directly at Marcus, past Kane, and with glowing blue eyes, Marcus, you hear. And what is it you seek to accomplish as king?
To rally all the forces I can and assist however I can.
Very
I
well.
look down at Kane. I go, "Well, you want to become a knight or something?" Gee, and I pull out my sword. Just
no, I roll my eyes and walk away. I'm
Sir
like,
Big Blue.
dude, you know, I gave it to you.
Little champion.
Sir Big Blue, the champion. Oh my God!
And that's
I
when
love
the
it.
the serious moment turns into the chibi characters where they're wrestling each other, and there's like the frustration marks.
Well, I was. The others take note of the champion of Waterdeep kneeling to Marcus and follow suit.
Tubman is also going to notice and pausing a moment. I do not bow to the crown or any king nor any god anymore. But you have my respects, and I follow my leader. And I take a knee as well.
Phoebe's gonna walk up next to where Temin is and place a hand on his shoulder. Just smile and kneel right down next to him.
Cole doesn't do like the traditional bow. He kind of just like standing up. He just.
Emir is just rolling his eyes. You all hear the sound of a crisp apple being bitten into.
Can we,
And then, you know, after an awkward moment, you all stand.
And that's when Cole uses his command on me.
Zale nods his head. All right. Marcus, taking your crown, we must head north, past the spine of the world, beyond Icewind Dale.
of course.
He looks.
Well, look at everybody. This isn't goodbye. We'll see soon enough.
We will make haste, and we will be back to aid. May Mystra guide us. And Marcus and Zale leave. The rest of you spend your time reconnecting with your allies and friends, just reveling in the comfort and the capability to ignore all the hardship you've just been through, and to avoid looking towards the struggle that still remains. You feel the exhaustion of your travels weigh upon you. And you prepare to make your rest for the evening. Is there anything else you all would like to do before you take your rest?
That's a good question.
I have one thing.
Okay.
Was there any water nearby?
Yes, there's water. Like a large body of water, or like, you know, like a bucket, or, you know.
Body of water.
There's a...
Even a pond will do.
Yeah, if you look out one of the windows, you can see.
You'd probably see Tevin walk towards the pond. And as he walks closer and closer to the pond, he takes a knee. And with his hand reaching out into the water. Thank you for being patient, old friend. He casts Find Steed and summons back Raffaangelo.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And as he stands up and welcomes Raffaangelo, we have a long battle ahead. Ardia, we've had our differences. But I think you and I have come to terms with one another. Let us head forward in battle together. And
You feel a resonance from the crystal within you, Temin, and you hear Ardia's voice in the back of your mind. I can be stronger than you by joining you. And you feel his acceptance. Having his consciousness and existence connected to yours, you feel as if he finally accepts you. And he finally accepts that which made you and him so different. As you all eat and relax and wash up for the evening, you lay down in a bed that is more comfortable than you have felt in a long time. Kane. After dropping your armor and cleaning your rough scales, you see on your chest, on your left side, the scales are blackened and flaky. As you wash it, a black ooze trickles out between your fingers, and you feel a tenderness of the muscles underneath. And we will fade to black on our heroes. For elsewhere in Faerun, evil is conquering. Evil is completing its quest. After the destruction of the stronghold by kobolds and a goblin and a dragon, the forces of the Zentarim have been set back, though only for how long? Rexiva stands at the precipice of a crater. So much research lost. No matter. We don't need Calcifer anymore. Rexiva looks at his hand, no longer shriveled. I feel an evolution needs to take place. And that is where we are going to end this episode of Fancie's Fables. Thank you all for coming in tonight. We appreciate you very much, and we oh so love your patronage and your hype in the chat. What a fun night tonight was. Phoebe is back from the dead.
Oh, it's great to be back. I missed you guys.
And before we close out, I believe we have a riddle.
Or a joke.
Or a joke.
Here is a simple one. Why shouldn't you attack owlbears?
Why shouldn't you attack owlbears?
I'll bet there's a good reason.
They'll,
That's all I got.
they'll bear you to pieces.
Owl bears. Because it would be a foul thing to do? I don't know.
Don't let it be that.
I'll bear a grudge against you.
I was close.
Oh!
I'll bear you to pieces. I'll bear a grudge against.
Unsubscribe. Can I get my money back?
Thank you, Bullet.
It's been a pleasure.
Kelby got close.
That was... All right. Oh, good. Amanda missed it.
Yep.
She
lucky.
doesn't have to witness that. It's okay.
I feel exhausted from that already.
Wait, maybe she didn't miss it. Was she wearing earbuds?
I totally missed it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. She missed it.
You were spared.
Do you want to hear it again?
I don't know if she could bear it.
Oh my god.
Pipes comment. He redeems himself DMing and then he goes and does this shit.
What is this? I gotta go.
Oh my god. Oh, everything's
we're all
changed.
Everything shuffled.
All right.
I was like, wait a minute.
Well, on that note, again, I
Bye.
appreciate you
Bye,
all.
guys. I'm going
We
again.
are at the end of this long journey that has been End of Eras. With only a handful of episodes left, I cannot wait to see you guys for the next one. And until then, stay fancy.
He said it. He said the thing. He fucking said it. He said the thing. He said it. He did it. He said it.